Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Clark. I am the founder and CEO of Clark College Consulting and Clark College Funding, the superhero of college planning. I'm also the author of two wonderful books, The College Entrance Game Plan, which just reached Amazon bestsellers list, and College Aid for Middle Class America. And today I wanted to give you some tips on how to ace and survive AP and your finals test. This is an extremely stressful time, and we've all been there. Where we have studied and studied and studied, and we go in to take these tests, and we're just extremely stressful. So I wanted to give you some insights on how to maximize and survive studying for these finals and AP tests. So tip number one is find a study space that fits you, and that's very important because some students study better in quiet, isolated rooms, and some students study better where if there's a little bit of noise or a little bit of what I call chaos in the background. So whether it's studying in a coffee house, if you need that little chatter in the background, or maybe it's going to the library, find the place that best fits you and study there. Tip number two, enjoy your favorite beverage and snack while you study. I mean, studying is going to be tough. You're going to be spending a lot of time looking over this material, so treat yourself while you're doing it. You know, whether it's chips or granola bars or vegetables with dip or M&Ms, you name it, enjoy it. Give yourself a little pat on the back while you study. Tip number three, never study where you sleep. Why? Because if you study on your bed, guess what's going to happen? You're going to fall asleep. Your bed is always calling you, and after you study for an hour or two, you're going to get tired. It might be quiet in there. You might have your head on your pillow. Next thing you know, you're off asleep. So my advice, don't study where you sleep. Sit in a chair, have your back against the chair, and this will help you study a little bit longer, and it'll help you from dozing off, and next thing you know, you've slept the whole day. Tip number four, don't try to learn anything new the night before. This happened to me. I went to one of my study buddies a night before, and I said, how do you do this math problem? And he showed me how to do this problem, and he did it completely different than I did it and how I learned it. And I spent the whole night trying to learn his technique of understanding and doing this math problem. And the next day I went into this test. I did not feel comfortable at all. I just did not feel confident, and I didn't do well in the test. So my advice to you is stick to what you know. Don't try to learn something new the night before. Just stick to what you know, and you'll go into the test a lot more confident. All right, next tip, don't put all your time into one area. So let's say you spend 4 hours in one area and only 1 hour on the next 4 or 5 subject matters. And it's okay to spend a little extra time on subjects, areas you need a little more help in. That's okay. But boy, that is a huge gamble, putting so much time and effort in one and not any on the other 3 or 4 tests that you need to study for. So, don't panic. Try to spend some time equally among the different subject matters you need to study for, because again, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, right? So number 6, avoid thinking I should have, I would have. It's very common. We've all been there. You're looking at this test and go, man, I wish I would have spent some more time looking over this, or I wish I would ask the teacher more questions, or I wish I went to these free study sessions that they had after school. Whatever it may be, don't worry about it anymore. It's useless to have this emotional breakdown, if you will. It's a waste of time, essentially. So do your best. That's all there is to it. Don't worry about I should haves and I would haves. All right, tip number 7. Be aware of the allure of study buddies. We just kind of talked a little bit about that. But study buddies are great for some subject matters, but the night before or a few days before an AP test or a final, it might not be the best because it usually turns into a social event as opposed to a study event. And you just got to be aware of that. Some students, again, just don't study real well in a group session. So if you're invited to a study event and that's not where you do your best studying, you might just want to say no for this time. Just be aware of the allure of study buddies. All right, tip number 8, take breaks while you're studying. Because if you're studying multiple hours on different subjects, it can wear you down really quick. So my suggestion, break it up. Let's say you study for 60 minutes. Well, if you study for 60 minutes straight, you need to get up and move around a little bit. So take 10 minutes and then start again. And when I say take 10 minutes, just don't pet your dog or read your email or something like that. You need to get up, move around, stretch your body, go outside a little bit, you know, get some fresh air. So when you come back to study, you're going to be kind of refreshed. You're going to feel more invigorated. If you have trouble studying for 60 minutes, and I can certainly understand that, 60 minutes straight, well, just do 30 minutes. Study for 30 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. So whatever works for you, just make sure you take those breaks and that you're getting out of your seat and you're moving around a little bit, because again, that will help you stay sharp. Tip number 9, do something enjoyable before you go to sleep. This is important. I've done this as well, where I've studied all night and I'm extremely tired and I go lay down and I want to fall asleep and I can't fall asleep. Why? Because my mind is racing. It's thinking about the test. It's thinking about what I need to study. It's thinking about the formulas I need to try to memorize. It's thinking about what I think the test is going to be on. You name it, I'm thinking about the test. So what I've learned over the years is try to spend 30 minutes before you go to bed doing something you enjoy, just to take your mind off of the test. Whether it's watching a TV show or reading a nonfiction book or talking to your friends or going on Facebook or playing a video game, whatever it is, do something that's going to make you smile. That's most important. Keep your mind off of the test, and it'll make going to sleep a little bit easier. And last but not least, and you probably heard this before, but try to get 7-8 hours of sleep before your test. I mean, that's going to be a huge advantage. You'll be surprised how many students, especially in college, that just don't sleep and go in the test the day before or the day of and really stay up the whole night. And they're just not as alert as you should be, right? And I've been there. I've studied all night before and, you know, drank Monster drinks and Red Bull or whatever it may be, and I just didn't feel right taking the test, and it was reflected on the grade as well. So my suggestion, forget all that. Try to get as much sleep as you can, 7-8 hours of sleep. It's going to give you a huge advantage. You're going to feel so much better and more alert when you take the test. So again, I hope this was helpful for you guys. I certainly enjoy getting your questions, so keep those questions coming. If you found this helpful, please share it using social media or email or whatever it may be. We want to get the word out there to as many students and parents as we can. We want to help as many students and parents as we can. We want to make college an affordable reality for every student and parent. Well, thanks again, guys. Feel free to set up a free consultation if you like at Clark College Consulting or clarkcollegefunding.com. And I look forward to talking to you soon. All right, bye-bye.